how's it going? It's your man Cham here today, and we are at Canada for round 4 of the Aussie Sim Racing F2 Championship on PS4. And here we are doing our qualifying lap. Hopefully we're in for a good race today, because last time out at Monaco, despite nearly bottling it twice, we ended up finishing P5 after a fantastic race. But anyway, here we are in Canada. We're just doing a quick lap now. Hopefully it'll get us in a good position. Let's see what happens. Yeah, see, my ideal strategy around this track would be to go from the ultra soft to the soft tyre. Hopefully we can get it into the top 10 as well, as that would definitely help with the strategy. I haven't got any specific race only sets for the ultra soft, so if I ever have to change back onto them in the race, I'll have to be using my qualifying sets, which is a bit frustrating, but I guess it's just one of those things, isn't it? So anyway, here we go. We're up by half a second on our previous best. We're looking pretty good. Now, I was actually going 1:12.7s in our practice lobby, but I just couldn't find the pace to get anywhere near it. And then there was just guys going really quick, like 1:11 speed. So yeah, I was sort of consigned to the midfield for this race. But anyway, here we are. We're going to set a 1:13.02. And despite being in 8th after the lap, we came home in 11th place, which is a bit of a frustrating start. And because of that, we couldn't use our strategy. So here we are. We had the option to go onto the soft tyre. I wanted to go on the ultra softs, but I just couldn't. So I tried to see if I could change any of the strategy around to really suit the actual strategy itself. But I just couldn't do anything. Which is a bit frustrating, but well. Anyway, so here we are at the start of the race. Let's get ready for it. And so here we are. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go for round 4 of the ASR Championship. We are in P11. We're going to try and get a good run into turn 1. What can we do? Oh, dear, like car, and I'm off. I'm off the track. Going to try and get on. Oh, we're going to have to give places back. We're going to have to give all these places back. We've lost all our momentum. We're going to have to give all these places back. We're in 19th. There's a crash in front of us. There's yellow flags out. And you're joking. You actually have to be kidding me. This is the worst first corner I've ever been in that's not giving me damage. Jesus Christ. But anyway, forget the sad story and the sad music. Here we go. We're in 22nd. What can we make of it? We've had other cars go in the pits. We're going to gain a few places here. We're already up to 16th. That's not too bad considering we ended up 22nd and last after the first corner. But here we go. Our race is completely ruined, but what can we make out of it? There still are opportunities in this race, and that's for certain, because we're about to take 14th from Sparky Raven here. We're still getting wheel spin that we've struggled with all race. And, well, yeah, we had to back out of that because that was always going to happen, wasn't it? He was always going to cut in and give us no space, hey? But yeah, anyway, we're going to go through. We're up through here. Let's see what we can do. And he's just giving us no room. He's just completely shutting the door on us. So we're going to have to try and make a move into this front straight. He's weaving like a mofo. What can we do? We're going to go around the inside. We're going to go for the dive bomb. And we're through. That's going alright, I guess. We're in 14th now. Let's see what we can do from here. And so we keep going like that for a few more laps. We're in 13th now. And we've got Maznat coming out of the pits ahead of us in 13th. After he made a quite early stop, actually. Must be said. But anyway, we've got one slick mofo behind us too, who is a lot quicker than me on pace. I don't know what happened to him. I'm pretty sure he got caught up in the first corner. But yeah, if we keep wheel spinning like that, we'll make our own crashes. But yeah, here we go. He's decided to take a lunge up the inside of us in lap 9. We're going to try and make something out of this straight, but let's be honest, he's too quick. We just can't do anything about it. And so as we go into lap 10 as well, we're still 15th. And we've also had Mosmanny come out of the pits ahead of us. So he's gone wide and we've actually taken 14th back from him. So all is going okay at this point. I mean, I'd only have to gain 4 more places to be in the points. But with wheel spin and full tank of fuel, we're not going well at all. And because of that, we've just decided to let him through instead of trying to put up a stupid battle. And then so, because he's a good bloke and he's got a battle of his own, I just let him through. It's that simple. But then we had Dubsy behind us, who, despite qualifying on pole, starting from 6th and getting caught up in the first corner crash, had actually managed to get ahead of us. And by this point, my tyres were gone. I just could not take any corners, and so I decided to box for super softs. I got lucky, actually, because as this happened, a virtual safety car came out. Nemo had actually been involved in the crash, the one that had been caught out at the first corner. And so because of that pit stop, we've managed to gain a bit of time. We've got Expert in a little tight pit lane battle. We've managed to get out ahead of him. And so I was pretty happy about how the virtual safety car went for me. After all, I'd leapfrogged 1 or 2 people. And then the VSC was in, and I was stuck behind Toyota. He was not allowing any room whatsoever for a battle, and so I needed to make sure I got ahead of him as soon as possible. I was considering getting through there by a dive bomb, but it was not going to happen, ever. So, make sure we get a good exit out of here. Going to draw level with him, and you know what? Screw it. We're just going to go for the dive bomb into the chicane, and we've actually made it stick, which is fantastic. So we're in P14 now, and, well, and as we're going into the final sequence, I've suffered a little bit more wheel spin. I've nearly put it in the wall, which needed me to stamp on the brakes, and so Toyota's through, and Expert's got a great run on us. One that I was hoping he wouldn't be able to get, and so he's gone for an overtaking in the first corner. I've managed to keep it by going around the outside of him, and so that's just gone terrible for us. We're having a nightmare race, but it didn't take long for us to catch back up to Toyota. As we're going through, we're going to go around the outside of him into the final corner in the next lap. We've got the DRS, that's all good. We're surviving, and we're up to P13. We're about to take 12th as well, as RBR was in the pits. But then our old friend, the virtual safety car, said hello again, and so I was in 12th. And at this point, it was actually beneficial, because I needed to go and wipe some data on a PlayStation so I could record the rest of the race. And so we managed to do that in the nick of time. We literally got back 1 second before the virtual safety car ended. But then it was this point of the race that everything decided to kick off. Jeff was telling us to pit for ultra softs. I didn't know why at the time. And then we had cars behind us too. We got Dobbsy in front of us, and we got Grunting Tortoise behind us, and he's lagged, and he's smashed into us. Oh, you're joking. That's our front wing just about gone. We're struggling for grip here. And not only has his lag completely ruined our race, he's added to the crash counter. We're up to 5 now so far for the race, given that the first corner was a nightmare too. But yeah, then things got even worse, because we just lost 13th place. RBR's muscled his way back through, which is fair enough. So I decided to get a new front wing. I just couldn't handle the grip anymore. It was so bad. Like, I'd already been struggling for my setup anyway, so things just couldn't have got much worse. But then, on the Ultra Softs, I felt alive. I was right behind Stylen and prying Stingray, who actually had a very unfortunate end to the race. He was taken up by Grunting Tortoise as well, as he was going to lap him. And so anyway, with him out of the way, we ended up behind Stylen, who was currently leading the race. I was a lap behind, and so I didn't want to stay there for long. So we decided that we're going to make a move. We're going through. We've gone up the inside. He's not put up much of a fight, probably because he knows I'll bottle it at some point soon. And there we go. We're through, and we've unlapped ourselves. Only for this to happen very soon after. We'd taken a crap entry, and we'd bottled it completely. And so Stylen gained a lap on us again, and RBR was through. This race could not have gone much worse for us. But then again, we could be like Toyota. He's just binned it in the Wall of Champions. And so driving past this car now, here's the last chance we've got to really take anything out of this race. We're on RBR's back. And we've been taken out again. And so it was at this point I'd essentially given up on the race. We were going to get nothing out of it, so I've just gone into the pits. We're going to try and do more fast laps, and by this point I'm pretty sure we're out of tyres, so we've got our qualifying ones back on. And so we're on to our good laps, and we overtook Grunting Tortoise. But then I remembered that 34th lap would be my last, because I was a lap down. And so we take the checkered flag, a lap down in 15th place, and, well, it was a terrible league race. Probably one of the worst I've ever had, if not the worst I've ever had. And so because of that, we were down to 12th place in the championship. And also, we'd managed to make the crash counter go up to 6, which is not a good thing at all. Remember, we were trying to keep it at 3, which really isn't a good thing considering this is an F1 2016 lobby and it's me driving. Basically, all I have to say about this now is thank God it's over. Anyway, it's been your man Cham. I'll see you next time at Baku.